What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Today we're going to talk about the Tal Rasha Frozen Orb speed build for Diablo 3 patch 264 in season 16. Now this build is amazing, man. It was already good here in season 15. It's going to get better in season 16. Some of the strengths about the build is no reliance on cooldown whatsoever. You have the Aether Walker, so what that does is it uses resource to give you teleport. So you can see the resource kind of ticking down. You get infinite mobility, essentially. Now, the animation speed isn't as fast as, say, like Dash Monk, but it's still really good overall, and there's a lot of passives that are working together, plus Boon of the Hoarder, giving us movement speed increases, and it's pretty efficient overall. Now, you can use this for T13 with a Sage set. Pretty amazing. You can use this for bounties. And all the builds will be below as always with links for everything. You can even use this for speed 100s. Tal Rasha is getting a significant buff to next season. So now there is some delay when you're throwing out the orbs and stuff like that. So it will hold it back in my opinion. It won't be as fast as Explosive Blast Wizard, but you get the alleviate the stress of cooldown reduction. I'm still a big fan of EB Wizard, but you do get to eliminate the stress of having the cooldown, having to find an elite pack. You can stand around, watch a stream, watch a YouTube video. It's a lot more chill, pun intended. And like I said, you can use it in literally every area of the game and be successful with it. And that's one of the best things about it. Most of us are going to be maining Tal Rasha Star Pact or Tal Rasha Meteor Shower. So I will also put those down below, all the links for the Tal Rasha stuff in the description below. Really amazing speed build. I can't stress enough. You get the boon, the gold wrap, the sage set, extra death's breath when you get those elite kills. And then of course, like I said, infinite mobility. One thing I really loved about the build was stacking a lot of RCR, reduced cost resource. I noticed that as I'm teleporting around, throwing out frozen orbs nonstop for hours, stacking more and more RCR really made the build more enjoyable. So this build has a unique kind of scaling where the more you play, the better gear you get, the more optimization, you know, getting those quad fecta stats, those 4-stat line gloves and things like that. You really start to see the build shine and only improve. I got an Aether Walker with 3 stats on it, plus damage, attack speed, and RCR. So it's just like more stats, more optimization. It does get better and better and better. This is what I mained for farming here in season 15. Little did I know, one season later, it would have been God mode. All right, let's talk about what you need to know to succeed with the build. Keep up Familiar, keep up Storm Armor. They're really easy, just passive buffs, just click on them. But what's not passive is your generator. So I'm using Shock Pulse in this case, and you can see I have 3 Triumvirate stacks. So as I'm teleporting around here, you want to make sure you just throw out a generator once in a while. Now the good thing about that is you're gonna need to cast 2 abilities anyway to keep up your Tal Rasha stacks. So you need to keep up your Triumvirate stacks, and you need to keep up your set bonus Tal Rasha. So you have to use 4 elements with Tal Rasha, right? Frozen Orb. You can see we have the Black Hole with Lightning. When you're teleporting, it's doing damage with Calamity. That's another one. And then the generator. So it's easy. Once you have 4 going, it's easy to keep up 2 stacks. You just port around and use your generator, and then throw out Frozen Orbs when you see enemies, just like so. And the reason why is the Triumvirate stacks is going to give you your signature spells, increase the damage of Arcane Orb, which is this Frozen Orb, by up to 400%, stacking 3 times, right? So you're getting 1200% damage on Frozen Orb. So it's really easy to do. It sounds like there's a lot of stacks and a lot of things, but once you have it all up like that, you're just porting, tapping, throwing, porting, tap it and throw it, and you're just going to be one-shotting everything in the process, right? And then of course, next season, it's going to be 2,000 per stack. So it's going to be 8,000 for the Tal Rasha set. As of right now, it's 750 per stack, which is 3,000. So this is going to be almost tripled, right? And then we almost tripled it. If you're playing this build and it's the Ring of Royal Grandeur season, then you would not have to wear it in the cube, and you can use the Avarice Band. So it's basically free farming potential. And like I said before, we're going to put the other builds in the description for the bounties, and for the speed build, it's inherently the same process, just there's different items for different modes. Like for bounties, you don't need Nemesis Bracers. And for T13, it's absolutely mandatory. For farming GRs, it's absolutely mandatory, right? Some of those bounties have shrines and things like that, and you don't want to just cause more work for yourself. This build is one of those ultimate farming sets, because even when you're out in the field or whatever and you want to go back to base, you get this shield from homing pads. Gives you a nice protective bubble. You don't have to worry about getting interrupted while teleporting. You might think blood, that's not a big deal. But since we don't have like Wrath of the Berserker, Akarat's Champion, things that make us immune to crowd control, it can be problematic. So having these homing pads with us, and Explosive Blast and Tal Rasha, Frozen Orb, uses this. You can, so it's really helpful basically to have homing pads in the build. I would really recommend it. You want to look for gold find on your gear if possible. It'll help stack with the Boon of the Hoarder. And you can see these gloves as an example of what a quadfecta glove looks like. Attack speed, more attack speed, we're going to be throwing out more orbs. Double crit is really powerful, and resource cost, right? We don't need main stat for farming. The set does more than enough damage to handle T13. So if you want to be maximum efficiency, EB is probably the way to go. If you like to be really efficient, but hang out, watch streams, watch videos, Netflix, this and that, Frozen Orb might be a little bit more versatile for you. But we're also getting 5 more armory slots, and so you can just have every build. Why not try everything? And sometimes you feel one way, sometimes you feel another way. Anyway, I'm babbling. Follow me up above at twitch.tv/bloodshed. I stream there 6 days a week. We make content here on YouTube. This is Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.